Alright guys, I think what I'm going to do today is hop in here and start slicing all these bolts that are seized in here off, and then maybe bend up a couple bars and get them ready to bolt back in. Alright, we got all the bolts cut out, so now what I got to do is wire wheel and prime this, and then I can start bending tubing to put in here. So I got my piece cut at about 62 here. Reason I stopped shy is because this lip here starts to taper. So I'll plug this end and then I'll transition to a different kind of steel to build the front brace. But what I'm gonna do is the majority of this roof is flat. So right where the bar starts to stick up, I'm gonna put a mark here and then a mark here and just give it a kick down so that it hugs the roof line a bit better. Okay, so we got it curved, kind of put in there flush with the top the best we can, and clamped in, and then gonna have to get some self tappers before, because I want this piece removable before it gets put in there. But we got marks here, marks here for the bend. So what I'm going to do is measure those and then transfer it onto another piece of steel for the other side. Alright, we got this one all bent into place. Their measurement here is the same as the measurement here, and because I'm lucky enough to have two of these braces out of SEDANs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them and then use the original kind of curve of it, and then I'll weld them in to brace it across. Okay, now we have our cross braces in. What I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to take all this wood out and then box this in. And then this original plate that I cut off is going to get welded up onto here, that bracket cut off, and then it's going to go down and connect with what I used to box that on all four of these. And then I'll have a piece of tubing inside here that runs down and connects to here. And then that way everything's boxed off nice and really rigid. Alright guys, I just ran out of propane, but I got these cross bracing in and did some measuring and kind of figured out what the steel I need to go down the sides and stuff is, but ran out of propane, so still got to pull all this out and paint it. I might do a little bit more body work before the garage cools down, but I don't think I'll get very much. So I'm going to call that a win for tonight anyways. The next few days I'll get some more steel, and then we'll start boxing it down to that subframe and getting rid of all this stuff in here. It's all junk, so might as well cut it out. Put in something decent. But it really made the body nice and rigid doing this, so even made the doors fit better. But yeah, once I get all that stuff out and get it braced into there, I'm also thinking about replacing the wood with some new stuff, or maybe some steel, so we'll get rid of that. And then probably down here too, I'm going to put a bar that's going to be inside the trim panels. It just drops down or whatever, just to give it some more side support. Then in a sense, the interior panels will just kind of self-taper to the bars. So this kind of serves a lot of purposes. And then after I get this all picked up and together, I think that's when I'm going to pick the body up, because most of the body work is down low. But the real question is, and I want some good comments on it from people who watch the videos, is do I body work all this stuff, make it nice, weld in pieces of steel, get rid of these lines, and go with a steel roof and a sunroof? Or do I take round rod and kind of make a grid inside here, mount a sunroof, and then go all the way down to here with like a vinyl top or a leather top on it. I think the leather top would kind of give it a contrast and look cool. So, but yeah, could definitely cut a roof out of, I think blazers fit real nice on these, plus they have ribs. So if I get a hold of a blazer, and hopefully it has a sunroof, cut out the top and put it on here. And the reason I want a sunroof is because you're not going to be able to see traffic lights in this thing at all. So it'd be nice to have a little bit of a window you could look up and see when the light turns green or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm planning, but probably got a few more days in boxing this in and that, and then get it up in the air, and I can recreate the subframe up here too for where the pedals go. I might actually do some like recessed pans in there just to give your feet some more room for the pedals. But yeah, just coming along pretty good. If you're curious too, this is my bender I'm using. It's got a bunch of dies and stuff in it. It just saves you from banging on the ground like old bad Chad. But yeah, it's a pretty nifty little bender, inexpensive. It's got rollers on it. Mostly meant for tubing, but you can bend square stuff good enough in it. Also, if anyone in the comments too is kind of local, Manitoba, Brandon, Winnipeg area, has some Model A parts, let me know. I'm looking for like door handles and latches and headlights and all sorts of little stuff. I'd like a complete set of fenders too, but I'm not too sure if it's going to be open wheel or not. Just see if I can find it. But yeah, there will be a couple little knickknacks I could grab off someone else if you guys have parts. I also have a sedan body, so if we want to do some horse trading, I also have a original engine and stuff too. So just let me know if you guys see anything. But I think that's it for tonight. Gonna go in before I start to freeze here. So all right guys, stay tuned. Ba-da-ba